Oh, let me put this away. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another great day at the Big Daddy Blaze Show. I'm that lovable host you guys keep coming to see, Big Daddy. How y'all doing? Let's get the show rolling. Having a great day today, as you guys can see, and we're still coming at you in HD, baby. Oh yeah. Today's episode is brought to you by Daddy's Jam. If there's no jiggle on that ass, put a little jam in it. Oh yeah. So what's going on in the world today? A few things I like. A few things you guys might be interested in. Let's start with this one though. Whose life does really matter? There's a little controversy going on in the police community versus the phrase Black Lives Matter. Reason being, especially because of this particular situation, there was a Harris County deputy officer named Darren Goforth. Poor guy's dead. Police officer shot down and killed. The man who shot him was the guy apprehended at the time. Right now is a man named Shannon Miles. And what happened pretty much is, as the deputy was filling up his vehicle for the day or for the next day, execution style, this gentleman walked up to him and shameful. And the police community is really going against this particular phrase, Black Lives Matter. Why? Because they're trying to say that phrase is actually hurting the relationship between the police department and the African American community. They believe that this is encouraging violence against police, which is something we're used to. You know, look at our media, television. Actually, violence against police is really common to see in the media nowadays. But it's the fantasy of. It shouldn't be the reality of. We shouldn't be shooting our police officers. Not that the cops have the right to do anything they want, but I think, for instance, we shot the wrong guy here. I'm not saying shoot cops. I do not say that. What I do say, though, we defend ourselves. But in this situation, this just has nothing to do with that phrase or the other. This has nothing to do with anything beyond the fact that a man shot a police officer. Alright? And the man who happened to shoot this police officer happened to be a black man. And so, other people and some people are connecting this, that, and the other. Too much, people. Too much. The simple fact is, there was a crazy guy with a gun who shot a cop. Let's do something about that. Now, in regards to the phrase Black Lives Matter, they say this because that community feels like they're being targeted by the police and only, right? But the truth is, all lives matter. So, I'm going to start saying, and I want you guys to realize this, lives matter. It doesn't matter if it's one color, one race, or one religion, or the police. All lives matter. Don't shoot each other, people. Demand justice, and if you don't like the laws, then change it, because it's America, where we can make the laws. Think about it. Alright, moving on. Can't stay on this too long. It's so sad, man. We need something more uplifting. So what else is going on? This is an interesting one. It's not an uplifting situation, but it makes you think. Is leaving your child behind a mistake or a crime? There's a woman named No. Anyway, there was a woman named Patterson who left her 2-month-old son outside of an Arizona supermarket in a shopping cart. Yeah. I'm already upset at the situation. She realized 40 minutes later, more than a half an hour passed before she realized that her child was missing, and she happened to be pulling into the driveway after 40 minutes after, and she realized the son is not behind her. An off-duty officer took sight of this situation, took the child to a nearby salon, and did his thing as a regular person anybody would do. And now the woman is facing a 1 misdemeanor count of child endangerment. That's where I see the BS, because quite frankly, I've seen this happen a lot, and I'm pretty sure if this woman wasn't of her descent, it would be more cases. But that's beside the point. I'll hold down to this conversation for another time. But yeah, that's what the woman is facing now. She's been on social media and been talking to news and police and attorneys. Pretty much she does know that what she did was a mistake. She feels so bad, embarrassed. And a lot of people are taking our side in this, saying mistakes happen. But there was a poll taken by a news studio one time that I saw yesterday, and they said the majority of people don't agree this is a mistake and she should be punished for the crime. Personally, yeah, I would want to burn her in the stake, but that's just my personal opinion. You really don't have a reason or an excuse to leave your child behind. Quick story. Military, me. I did something really stupid. I left my weapon behind in another location. I left my weapon. Basically, I left my weapon. And as a result, I was severely punished in a proper sense. I mean, I had a proper punishment to this day. I would never think that I was abused or anything. I was just punished. But sure enough, they put in your mind that you can't do this because it's a big mistake. That's a weapon, people. And I will never leave my weapon behind ever again. Guess what? This is a child. You can't make that mistake. You obviously need to be punished. And I think you should have more, punishment than just a misdemeanor charge. But hopefully it doesn't get big. Hopefully you did learn your lesson. Hopefully this doesn't happen again, Miss Peterson. But if the mother of my child ever left my kid behind, I know, heads would be rolling, people. So just keep that in mind. I'm not gonna say no more. We're moving on to the next thing. And now, after all this negative news, let me tell you guys the joke of the day. Today's joke is gonna be: how do you make a piece of tissue paper dance? It's easy. You put a little boogie in it. Oh yeah. I know, I love my jokes though. They're corny, but you still laugh, so think about that. What else is going on? Oh, this is a good article. Actually, this article touched me a lot because this is information even I needed to know. Big Daddy has children, people. You're not the only ones. Oh yeah. But check this out. When to talk to your kids about alcohol. 50 as of the end of last month, this is when this poll was taken, but at the end of last month, 50% of all high school students have or do drink alcohol. And the sad part is 60% of that number binge drink. Now, if you don't know what binge drinking is, I'm pretty sure your liver's pretty good. Also, you don't party like I do. Binge drinking is not a good thing. Binge drinking actually is a way to pretty much kill your body while drinking. And there's nothing wrong with alcohol. Well, there are a few things wrong with alcohol, but irresponsible adults drinking are fine. Irresponsible adults should not drink, and children way under the age or of age should be really, really careful. Actually, no. Don't drink. If you're a child, if you're 14, and you know who I'm talking about specifically, if you're 14, don't drink alcohol. Go work out. Go run. Get a girlfriend. What's wrong with you kids? Anyway, this article talked about how parents are the first and major influence on a child's life in determining how he drinks and if he drinks. And the best year is 9 years old. That's the best time because they're so young and so impressionable. And if you haven't noticed, this whole becoming of age, and I'm a teenager, I want to dress like this and act like that, that doesn't start coming around until they get into middle school and they're influenced more by a bigger crowd of their peers. Think about that. Y'all remember how y'all were in middle school. Y'all were so scared you ended up just falling into that group. And look at you, how you turned out. That might be a good thing. But anyway, if you're underage, I'm telling you right now, Big Daddy does not encourage young folks to drink. If you're responsible, you're going to wait until the law states that you can. And if you're smart, once you grow up, you might change the law. But more than likely you won't. Because once you become 21, you're not going to care about underage kids drinking. Because you're not going to be an underage kid. So enjoy your youth, guys. Don't drink. Don't put that liquid poison in you. Y'all know better. Oh, yeah. Alright, moving on. Last subject of the day. This is an interesting one. But one man's trash is another man's $100,000 treasure. What am I talking about? Well, back in 1983, great year that year, particularly December. But back in that year, there was a big crash of video games. I mean, Atari just went down that year. If you don't know what Atari is, ask your parents. Anyway, and in New Mexico, they took all these Atari cartridges and they just buried them to get rid of them. There was no need for them, so they went away. Lo and behold, it became a legend, and actually people started wondering, is it still there? Can we still get them, and are they still good? And sure enough, all the answers were yes. They were still there, and were so well packed in the original casings that most of them survived, are good and playable. And they even, and this town decided to, yes, let's go dig them up. And they did. And a lot of people profit off of this. The top selling Atari video game was E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial, which sold on auction for $1,535. And mind you, this game was labeled the worst game ever made. If you ever go on YouTube and look at what it looks like, you will see why it's labeled the worst game ever made. And yet it's a collector's item, so it has value. Go figure. The rest earned about, in total, $107,930. I can't even say that right. I'm not even gonna try. 107,930 at the rest. So, and don't write in the comments what it is, because I'll figure it out after this show's over anyway. On average, each cartridge was about $122.50. A little extra math for you guys. Pretty much 100 of the games went back to the original makers of the E.T. movie films and other video games. And 23 games were given to museums. Nice donation, I think, honestly. Oh my god, people. I remember when I was growing up, I had a lot of friends who had parents who had Atari. That was me as a child. And they kept them in boxes and didn't use them, and they still worked perfectly. And it was a crappy system back then, by my childhood standards, so you guys would be like, oh my god, this is horrible nowadays. But, surprise, surprise, there are some people that collect these things. They have value. So if you happen to have anything like that, you might want to check it out on eBay. For all you know, you have a fortune in your attic or in that closet or in that little box behind God knows what. Think about it. Alright, guys. Keeping it moving. Keeping it short. That's pretty much everything I had to say for today. And I'm going to leave you today with the quote of the day. Today's quote is a good one. I like it. But it states, ideas are easy. Implementing is hard. With that said, my friends, I'll catch you guys later.